most effective politicians, whatever you think of the policy and him as a person, just as a politician, just understanding that always lean in to being more who you are. The people are not savvy about issues, but they smell a phony a mile away.
Who've been at each other for so long. I mean, it's kind of a Nixon to China thing. I have the credentials. There was nobody who was harder on Trump or more prescient about the fact that he wasn't going to leave office voluntarily than I was. I feel like I have the credentials. But they also respect me because I'm honest about the woke train to crazy town.
This is the moment you've all been waiting for. Bill Maher, one of Donald Trump's most vocal critics, just called Trump the alpha and even showed a surprising level of respect for him. Yes, you heard that right. The same Maher who proudly voted for Kamala Harris is now shifting gears in a big way. But he didn't stop there. Maher took aim at Kamala Harris, Tim Walz, and even Joe Biden, all in one explosive segment. There's a lot to unpack here, so let's jump right into it. But first, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss another video packed with bold takes and raw truth.
They're like an animal. They're instinctive. Like, I smell fear or I smell alpha. And they smell alpha. And Democrats have to come up with an alpha. And it's not Tim Walz.
No, probably not.
And it's not Tim, the other Tim who ran.
Kane?
Tim Kane. These are not alphas. It's like this thing of like, let's get a woman and then a docile man who's in every commercial where he's the asshole while mom takes care of business. You know, that's not a message that makes the tribe go, who is strong? Who's strong? Who's strong? Tim Walz. No. Og, give me a rock. I need to kill myself because Tim Walz. You know, that you gotta appeal to people at a sort of post-civilization stage where we're kind of at on a primal level.
I've been saying this for months now, and it's finally becoming undeniable. No one on the left can truly stand toe-to-toe with Donald Trump. Not Kamala Harris, not Gavin Newsom, and definitely not Tim Walz. Let's be clear, this isn't about pretending Trump is flawless. He's not. But what he does bring to the table is a return to common sense. A bold, grounded, and unapologetic presence that could actually steer America back to strength and stability. What we don't need is another weak, carefully manufactured figure, someone who stumbles through speeches, lacks conviction, and takes cues from handlers instead of leading with clarity and courage. America doesn't need a puppet, it needs a leader, and the last thing this country should accept is another hollow figurehead, a passive, micromanaged frontman controlled by overbearing political operatives. We've already seen where that path leads: decline, division, and dysfunction. It's time we raise the bar and demand better.
Does it better than anybody.
Trump does, and he started with a rejection principle. What took him from being a joke to being a messenger was two things. One that was really missed in the media, and I was just fortunate to be covering the rallies, so I saw it sooner. We forgot how powerful celebrity is in the American psyche, and that Trump being a TV star, see, I never saw him as a TV star because I've just known him my whole life.
Not just a TV star, but one who played a boss.
Yes, and that apprentice is really everybody wanted to be him. Now, maybe not certain aspects of his personality, but the money, the power, the agency. So they missed that. But when he really turned was, I know who you hate and I know what you hate because they all come to me and I hate them too. And I will make them pay. Yeah. The idea that Trump was ever selling himself as a cure is bullshit. He was selling himself as a virus.
It's true. Many of us simply couldn't stomach the path America was heading down. It felt like watching a car spin out on a slick road. No brakes, no accountability, just a high-speed crash into chaos. We were fed up with the so-called woke agenda, where unborn children were sacrificed on the altar of convenience, and men were allowed to enter women's sports and locker rooms under the banner of progress. But that wasn't progress. It was madness. Day by day, the culture grew more toxic. Speaking the truth could get you labeled hateful, canceled, or silenced. Patriotism became something to mock. Basic values, faith, family, freedom, Once the backbone of this nation, were now treated like outdated relics. People felt cornered, muzzled, desperate for a way out. We weren't just seeking change, we were searching for something deeper, a lifeline. And for many, the only person bold enough to speak the raw, unfiltered truth was Trump. But here's where it gets really interesting. Listen closely as Ma breaks down exactly why he believes Trump's power goes far beyond politics.
Totally understand their hate. A lot of what they hate, I hate too.
Yeah, I get it.
But I just won't go, but I also have a rational mind.
Yes.
So I don't go all the way to then this is, because it is worse to me.
Right.
What, you know, if you don't really believe in the secession of power, if you don't really believe in the emergency of climate change, I can't get on board with you. But yeah, the political instincts, just the connection with people. I mean, people are always saying, I'm saying, it's my editorial this Friday about Republicans being North Korean with their leader, but why? The reason why that they're so afraid of him is that they know he has a connection. If you're a congressman, a senator, he has a connection with my voters that I do not have.
Nope. He will beat you.
I do not have that connection.
He will primary you, and more often than not, you will lose.
You know,
and that's, if all you're about is keeping power, that's all you need to be kept in check.
Trump's influence runs far deeper than most people are willing to admit, and that's exactly where his true power lies. It's not media hype or elite endorsements that fuel him. His strength comes from something much more rare, a real connection with everyday Americans. Why is he so influential? Because he speaks straight to the heart of the voter. He understands their frustrations, their daily struggles, and their hopes for something better. And he doesn't just hear them, he actually responds. Trump doesn't look down on people. He doesn't brand them as deplorables or try to shame them into silence. He listens. He takes their concerns seriously and answers with action, not with lectures or empty words. While his opponents preach from the top down, trying to force ideologies onto the public, Trump takes the opposite route. He doesn't demand blind obedience to a narrative. He doesn't shove ideals down your throat. Instead, he reflects the voice of those who've been ignored for too long. The working class, the forgotten, the average American who simply wants common sense, security, and respect. That's why his supporters don't just back him, they trust him. Now listen as Ma continues to break down why Trump's influence is more powerful and more personal than most people realize.
Trump
Really interesting.
is one of the most effective politicians, whatever you think of the policy and him as a person, just as a politician, just understanding that always lean in to being more who you are. The people are not savvy about issues, but they smell a phony a mile away. And that kind of shit, nobody else does it. You know, there's a couple of times when, look, I've been his biggest critic for good reason. And when he got reelected, I said, I'm not going to pre-hate anything. And then the first week I said, well, there's lots of things I hate because I do. Okay, there's some things I don't hate also, but the way he can do that and sometimes kind of make me go, oh man, I gotta give.
Let's be real, Trump is undeniably the most effective politician of our time. Whether you like him or not, the man is a political force of nature. He's the most powerful weapon ever forged against the Democrats, and they know it. That's exactly why they fear him, sneer him, and try to silence him at every opportunity. They've never figured out how to defeat him where it truly matters, with the people. When Trump secured that massive election win, it wasn't just a victory, it was a message. He didn't just scrape by with a narrow margin, he beat the Democrats by a landslide, something this country hasn't witnessed in over 2 decades. A win like that doesn't just happen by accident. It's driven by a powerful, unbreakable connection with voters and a clear, resonant message that speaks directly to the heart of America.